Today we'll be speaking to Taarika, who's a recent graduate from OP Jindal Global University. She did her bachelor's degree in economics. So, Taarika, could you tell us more about OP Jindal University since it is a relatively new university?
Sure. So, OP Jindal University in itself actually was founded in 2009. However, so it started with their law school. But the program that I did, which was a liberal arts program, so that actually started in 2014. And I was the second batch, of this particular program. So, if many of you don't know that Jindal University is also located in Sonipat in Haryana. So, as you can say, not really, it's not in the city. It's about an hour or two from Delhi. However, because it's a residential campus, so you have to live there, from Monday to Friday. And of course, for residents of Delhi like I am, I used to come home on the weekends. However, for kids from out of station, you can live on campus, throughout the semester. So yeah. And to go on about the program that I did, so it's a liberal arts and humanities program, and it's one of the 6 or 7 schools that are now present in Jindal University. So where it's just one campus, but it has about 7 to 8 schools, and now they're even building further on that. So one thing that I would say would also, has been a great advantage is when you belong to a larger university, you also get to interact with students, from different schools and who come from, totally different backgrounds, diverse backgrounds. And I think that diversity also is, what has really like enhanced my experience, at least because meeting, different people as I've grown up in Delhi. So it was something where I've always been exposed to the same kinds of people or from the similar backgrounds. But I think one thing was that I got to meet friends and new students and faculty from around the world and even from around India. So yeah.
So, since OP Jindal is a liberal arts program, so what were the courses that you had taken in addition to your economics courses which you needed?
So given that that I was an economics major, so I obviously had, certain credits to fulfill. So within, economics, whatever to take, econometrics or microeconomics. So those were all the economics courses, and many more. But I think in addition, given my interest in environmental science as well as political science, I took many courses actually from within the liberal arts school, but quite a few actually from the law school and their school of like international affairs itself. And I think that was a great advantage to be able to choose any elective from any of the 7 or 8 schools that they had. And so the courses that I took were like the economic analysis of law from the law school. I picked the political economy of late development as well from the School of International Affairs. And I actually chose a very different and interesting elective in one semester, which was food and culture, which was offered, by a faculty from the law school. And I thought, that I think, sort of is the essence of a liberal arts education where, the mixture of the different kinds of courses that you can take, right, which actually sort of further builds. I would say one is, of course, in terms of your knowledge, but even your exposure and your experiences. So, like giving you an example, like even the selective on food and culture, which is very different and may not be offered, in so many places or is not like a mainstream elective, was actually really interesting because through food, which is something that like we connected with our peers and people in the elective, we actually understood the history of Delhi. And so and I think that was one thing that gave me again a fresh perspective where I was learning history, but history through food, which was something I never thought I would do or learn. But this just also shows you the kind of, what do you say, varied electives and the options that, were available to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great that OP Jinda's liberal arts program allowed you to explore other courses other than economics so that you can sort of link to it. So, what were the reasons that you chose OP Jindal over the other Indian universities and universities abroad?
So I think one thing to begin with was through grade 11 and 12. I think I was always you can say hung up on going to Delhi universities, whether it was LSR or Saint Stephen's or JMC and so many of the others. And I think that's what where we're throughout those 2 years we're only harping about that 96% or that 97%. And I think given that my sister also went to Delhi University, she went to LSR, and I think in my head, I believe, okay, if I study hard, I get the grades needed, I would just walk into the college of my choice. And I think that year it actually was a realization and something where, despite getting, say a 96.25, I still didn't make it to, many of the courses that I wanted. And I think that was also a bit of an eye opener, which was that I mean, an education and especially the next 3 years shouldn't just simply be determined by a single grade or like my overall marks. And I think that was one thing which made me actually explore the option of a Jindal and an Ashoka. And I think also I was lucky enough to have graduated from high school at a time where I had these options. And I think having these options which provided you with great faculty, great courses, opportunities, and literally 1 or 2 hours away from home, I think it really gave me that perfect balance of still having my independence of spending 5 or 6 days a week outside of home, and yet still coming home on the weekends. And I think also the second thing would be the kind of curriculum that Jindal definitely offered, as well as the student teacher ratio. Because one thing was that with each of my faculty, I think especially in economics and the courses that I majored in, I had a good relationship in terms of with the faculty, and they really helped you, whether it was whether it was research, and took out that extra time to help you grow and really build knowledge in your particular discipline. And more than that, I think I also got the opportunity of going on a semester exchange, and I chose Japan, which I don't think so. So many of these little opportunities I would not have gotten if I went to a Delhi university, for that matter. So I think it was numerous small things like this within the curriculum that really helped me make this decision. And yeah, and I think all in all, the last 3 years, at least for me, were great. I don't think I had any regrets as such. And yeah, so I think it's actually been 2 years now since I graduated, and it feels like a lifetime ago. But I think that now, it's looking back, I think sometimes I wonder what if I went to a Delhi university. But I think all in all, I'm just very happy with the course that I chose, and my campus life in general. So yeah.
Great. So thank you so much for your time, Tarika, and thank you so much for your insights. And I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much for having me on this. Thank you.